Hello everyone. This video I want to talk about completing our past. And I'm quite nervous because it's very recent. So yesterday I came back from a trip. I spent some time with my mom, and I talked to my mom about how when she got angry when I was little, what she would say to me in German. So she used a couple of words that I felt really painful, irritating, and I kind of had this urge. I wanted to confront her on that, and as I did, I noticed that there was some kind of relaxation in my body, and I even went on to have this really productive conversation with her, and there was this very powerful story that I think I told myself for many years, and the story goes something like this. It's like I'm alone in this world and no one's really out there to support me. And I developed that story to a large extent based off of how my mother reacted to me when I was growing up, and I would share some ideas with her of what I wanted to do in my life. And at first I wanted to become a soccer player, and then I wanted to study abroad, and then I wanted to build a business and drop out of college, and then I wanted to go to live in a monastery, and then I wanted to become a coach and then learn to be a trauma therapist. And so at every one of these big turning points of my life, I shared them with my mom, and my mom appeared to me quite skeptical or scared, and she'd say like, oh, why don't you want to study here in Austria, which is where I'm from, versus going abroad? Why don't you want to, get a better education instead of trying to be a professional footballer? And so all these moments, I internalized them as, okay, she doesn't care about me, she doesn't support me, she doesn't love me, and I'm alone in this world. So that's kind of the story. And yesterday when I talked to my mom about this, what she said is, and it really moved me, and it was painful because I had to dismantle this story that I'd created about myself. What she said to me was, well, I'm usually skeptical of your ideas at first, but a day or two later, I'm like, okay, this is his path, and I feel very supportive of you. And I said, well, but you never called me, you never told me that you only told me the first bit when I was skeptical, and I was kind of stuck on the skeptical part of your reaction for most of my life. And since I deemed my mother very important to me, I kind of projected it onto the world at large. And so in doing so, I had the sense that I felt a lot of pain and a lot of sadness about having carried this story with me for so long, and yet something shifted within me, and I have this idea now of like, oh, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe maybe there are people that want to support me and that love me, and this example of kind of going back to things that happened in the past, maybe decades ago, years ago, I've been finding very powerful. And if there's something in your life where you feel like, hey, there's a friend, an ex-lover, an ex maybe a parent, someone who's been important to you at some point in your life, where you feel there's something incomplete, or there's something really damaging in terms of a story that you're telling yourself. I'm curious if you want to go out there and confront this person in a sort of, I think, constructive way by bringing up your emotions, your anger, and also the story you are telling yourself about this person and yourself, and see what comes of that. So that's the video for today.